Tomorrow, people will pack Times Square, me, myself included, as millions around the world watch the New Year's Eve ball drop. But do you even know how it got started?
No. Speaking of history, okay, our next guest is digging into the history of the annual celebration that we all know, love, maybe?
Yeah.
John Friia, thank you for coming back to New York.
Well, it is nice to be closing out the year with you guys.
Yes,
I love it.
And I figured, let me just sum up why it happened. So before everyone went to Times Square, the epicenter of the New Year's Eve celebrations were actually downtown by Trinity Church. And at most, like 15,000 people would be down there. And those streets are, like, really tight.
Yes.
And they would actually hear the bells ring at midnight, kind of ringing in the new year.
Yeah.
But then 1904 comes. 1904 was a big year for the city. The subway opened up. The New York Times moved uptown to Longacre Square, which was later renamed to Times Square. And then that's also when the first New Year's Eve celebrations happened. And it actually was a publicity stunt by the newspaper. Get out. The publisher at the time, Adolph Ochs, wanted to throw a big party to commemorate the move uptown and the opening of their new headquarters. And he decided to have it on December 31st, 1904. Fireworks went off at the stroke of midnight, and 200,000 people packed the area around One Times Square. And at the time, that was the second tallest building in the city. And also, the cheers were so loud that they could be heard as far as 30 miles away, all the way up the Hudson to Croton on the Hudson.
Oh, my gosh.
Which
I'm
still trying to see how that's even possible, but it was back then less noise and less
I guess
sound
it was
pollution,
less hustle and bustle around the city that never sleeps.
So, as I said, it started with fireworks. There was no Times Square ball.
Well, that was my next question. Where did that come from?
Well, that came in 1907 because the fireworks were banned by the city, and they had to think of a new and creative way to ring in the new year. So they actually turned to an old maritime tradition of ball dropping. And what is that exactly?
Okay.
It actually goes back to 1833 in England. I know. I'm gonna try not
Let's
to
just
laugh.
glaze over there.
We're gonna just go right through. And basically, it was to signify a passage of time. And they had there were balls that dropped in England.
Sorry, we just like totally cramped your style.
That would drop every day at 1 p.m. and it would let merchants and people on ships to really set their chronometers to the correct time.
What is a chronometer?
I don't know. It fixes time.
Not important.
I don't have all the answers right now.
Okay, John, keep going.
But there was a time ball in the Western Union building downtown. The New York Times took that idea and they made the Times Square ball. And actually, since then, there have been 7 different types of Times Square balls. The first one was in 1907, which was a 700-pound ball made of iron and wood with 100 lights.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the next one came in 1920.
Oh, only 100 lights.
Only 100 lights. It was kind of little, dinky compared to what they have now.
Well, not
gonna
now,
lie.
yeah.
In 1920, that was upgraded to a 400-pound ball made of wrought iron. Then in 1955, there was a 150-pound aluminum ball with 180 light bulbs. And then in the 1990s, it got a little bedazzled. We added some rhinestones, and there was computer controls. There was the Millennial Ball in 1999. Then there was a Centennial Ball in 2007. And then, of course, in 2008, that's when they had the permanent ball. And so today, it's pulled down electronically.
Right.
But for 87 years, up until 1995, someone actually had to pull it down. So
the biceps on that human.
And that's why sometimes it's a little late to ring in the new year, I guess, back then. But hopefully this year it's on time.
It better be.
Well, we have somebody that's going to Times Square
for the
on New Year's
first time.
He's like, what?
Wow, I give you credit. You're
Yeah.
going to be one of the hundreds of thousands of people there.
Nothing's stopping me, it's something that we've always done tradition all the way from back home in California. Watched, glued to the television screen. So it's like, what?
Yeah, I mean, for your first time in New York, you have to do it.
I'm not missing
One
it.
and done, Star. One and done.
I will be home or wherever I am watching it on TV. I will be cheering for you.
Thank you. I'm going to need it.
Do you have any details on the ball for this year?
Yes. So it is technically known as a geodesic sphere, but it's 12 feet in diameter. It weighs more than 11,800 pounds. That's it right there.
Oh, there she is.
There are 2,600 Waterford crystals on there, and this year they actually installed some new crystals, and they actually represent the gift of love. So if you look at the crystals this year, they have the interlocking hearts, and that represents the gift of love. And of course, when the ball drops, confetti will rain over Times Square. More than one ton of confetti, and each one has a wish. And this is actually some of the confetti that will drop and rain over the people celebrating. So, Star, this is a little preview of what you can expect. I'm going to try to do it in a way where it doesn't get all over the place, because
we don't have to clean it up, but there are some poor souls who do.
I know.
Imagine being cleaned up crew for Times Square. I mean, God bless.
Well, thanks to sanitation crew for that one. All
Love
right,
you
so
guys.
we'll do 3, 2, 1.
Happy New Year!
Okay, yours was so much better.
Yes,
I'm so
love
sorry,
it.
Brittany. We got some on the ground. I know you said explicitly not to do that. John, it's always an adventure when you come.
Yes.
Please
Yes.
come
Always
back
great.
all the time in 2023.
I'll
All the
bring
best
some more
to you.
fun.
Please. I mean, what will you bring us next? You've brought cookies. You've brought confetti.
The grinds are turning.
The wheels are turning.
That's
okay.
what I'm saying. Yes.
Beautiful. You can follow here in New York on Instagram at here_in_NY, or he's on TikTok at here in NYC.